Welcome, viewers, and welcome back to another SimSational stream here on a Sunday night. We are at AK Racing's Gen 3 Supercars. It's the premiere series on this platform. Don't you worry about that. And that is the best drivers in Australia and New Zealand taking on these quite difficult cars to drive. As always, joined in the studio again by my partner in crime here to my left, Zach O'Reilly. What are we expecting tonight, Zach?
We are expecting roller coasters, ladies and gentlemen. That is what these Gen 3 cars will do. I can guarantee you that. And when it comes to racing, with a lot of cars on circuit in the Tier 2 and Tier 1 tonight, all the one broadcast, by the way, not 4 or 5 multiples. It is going to be an absolute rip snorter. And I can tell you what, one man who has put himself right up there at the moment in the practice session is Johnny Singleton from AC Karting. And it's going to be good. Bill Cosmaricus on your screen. But the qualifying has been done for these Tier 2s, Christopher Munro. Yeah. And the grid is going to be spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys have been hard at it during the week. We had an absolute... I'm not bald Taylor Simmons. We've had an absolute cracking qualifying session during the week, all 5 days of it. So these guys are they're rip-roaring and ready to go. They've had their practice in, and none more than this guy here, John Singleton. He's on fire tonight. He's actually setting purple sectors as well. So here we go, ladies and gents. Coming up will be a half-an-hour race in the Tier 2, the Super 2, if you will, of the two grids tonight. So that's something to look forward to, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And the championship is spicing up. And after this round, we're going to have a beautiful looking one. This is combined, ladies and gentlemen. So Tier 1 standings, there's Matt Cotter on the top. Nick Mallow is second, hot on his heels. Only, 12 points behind. Alex McEwen, only a distant 5 points behind, if you don't mind. Really, really cool stuff from him. Harley Marshall in fourth. Daniel Cicluna in fifth as well in the top 5. Jack Ferguson, Scotty Cordham at 6th and 7th, respectively. Brandon Pearce and Lachlan Grant on equal points there in 8th and 9th. So some real estate to be shouted over there. I'll give you the hot tip. The Doc, Andre Elliott, in 10th with 496 points. Again, very, very close. And it's going to be interesting. Jason McFadden, 10,000 hair follicles per top 10 position he gets on track and in the championship too. So he's a little bit further away, but needs to be a little bit less bald as well. Dean Hanley right behind him. Fergo Senior in 13th. Scotty Garrick 14th. Benny Aspelin in 15th. Nathan Hughes, Jesse Marshall 16th and 17th with Will Kirk, Egg Martis and Dion Clerk rounding out your top 20.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get a look at the second page. We've got Nielsen, Simons and Goff. That rounds out the top of the first tier of racing we have, and the number Super 2 grid here, and it's a convoluted point system, but trust me, it works. Ryan Nielsen down there in 24th, and Tony DeLuca behind him. We've got Fowlis, Schmel, Warwick, Moore, Cook and Ward, Harrison, Park, and the rest of the gang there as well. Too many drivers to go through them all one by one. There's a third page as well. So actually a couple of main grid drivers down the back there as well, as they did not finish their allocated drives or allocated races there for last week. So let's get rid of the standings there tonight. Let's go and have a look at our tonight's racing and the formats that will be coming to your screens very shortly. It's TAUPO, wherever you're from, however you want to pronounce it. Motorsport Park in New Zealand, 14 turns of just left, right madness. It's an up and down undulating circuit as well, as you will see once these guys hit the track. Qualifying in the main grid is 15 minutes, but the other Super 2 grid have been qualifying, as we said earlier. Tier 2 will be doing a half an hour race, which is roughly equated to about 19 laps. And then we've got the main grid hitting an actual 19 lapper, and then a 38 lap main event for tonight with a mandatory pit and a compound change. Fastest in practice And Matt Cotter with a 149.180. I don't know if that's correct.
Uh-oh.
That is not the right thing, so I should double check these things before I put them up. It's probably a 120 something by the time he gets to it. So yeah, don't take these numbers for gospel, Dean Hanley, because they're absolutely wrong indeed. So we're going to go back to the studio now and let's see how far these guys are, because we might be on the grid currently. These guys were just tuning into the server. Zach O'Reilly, who's stood out the most in the Super 2 during the week?
Well, look, we had a couple of drivers who were up there at the start. We had Ryan Nielsen there, the very, very quick customer himself. But then we had Johnny Singleton start to make his way through the field a little bit more as well. And then we had Braden Moore sitting up there. Bill Kosmarikis was involved too. So it's going to look pretty interesting for this race. And you'll see now with that grid on the track at the moment. And that is going to see indeed. Let's get down there. For Tier 2's main event here tonight. It's looking colourful, that's for sure, that grid. We'll get the results up here. So Ryan Nielsen and Hayden Cook are your P1 and 2. That is like clockwork from round 1, if you don't mind. They were basically there the whole time. Schmerley has really put himself up there. Then we've got Foolis there, Joel Ashak in 6th place with Steve Hardwick in there as well. Well, I can't remember what his name is. But then we've got Tony DeLuca, who was very quick at Melbourne. Not so far at the moment in 6th place. Kosmarikis in 7th. Richard Fakuri in 8th and 9th place. And we've got Dax Daniel in 10th. And I think that is Mr. What? I can't see who that is on my screen. Jojo Higgins, however, is in 12th. With who's that in there? I can't even see
Nick
that
Evans
either.
in 14th. We've got Hayden Wallace in 15th. Gaz Postlethwaite in 16th. Jimmy Park in 17th, yet to join the server, as well as Sean North there in 12th. Hopefully they get in time. They've done the hard yards in qualifying, but haven't turned up for the race. Braden Moore down there in 18th. Expect him to go forward, ladies and gentlemen. He has done the hard yards in practice, so expect him to go great guns tonight. Gray Ward behind him in 19th. Jordan Clark in 20th. Richard King also not in the server yet. Luke Brock there in 22nd. Jason Twitt 23rd, not in the server. Damon Curtis in 24th. Johnny Singleton down there in 27th. So he's going to have a tough time, but he was quickest in practice just before the round. So expect him to go forward as well. Michael Mamone down there in 29th position. Anyone else turned up? Yes, Jacob Dutton down there in 36th. So these guys get a nice little clear run with no other cars in front. Bailey Dobble joining the server late. I think there's another one. Shane Ferraru is supposed to be joining, but he has not done so yet. 53 seconds to a start. This is going to be a bit of a tougher task than Albert Park last time.
Yeah, definitely. And with a turn 1 that is a hairpin, ladies and gentlemen, to start. If you are where Ryan Nielsen is in the full credit Mustang, you will be in prime position real estate-wise to get the jump and sail around the down the inside and get that job done. And it's a beautiful looking livery too. There is the chef as well, cooking his way up to 2nd place. Schmerley in 3rd. And then we've got right next to him with James Courtney. But in the grand scheme of things, we all know who that is. But it is 18 seconds left to go. What are we going to see? Can we see some clean racing here? 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, of hardcore racing. A mandatory pit stop coming everyone's way with a compound change. Strategies galore. Christopher Munro, take it away.
Yes, we hear the revs absolutely through the roof here for the Super 2 grid. It is a pretty great start there from the inside. That must have been Cookie. So let's get a top view. You can see he's got the overlap now. He has got the better of Ryan Nielsen now, but absolutely outbrakes himself into turn 1. He goes backwards now. He's joined there on the outside by the Ned liveried car there as well. That was absolutely shocking stuff there from Cook, but he gets back on the track and will fight for another day. Looking up the grid a little bit further, Tony DeLuca's got through cleanly. He's got Justin Fowles in front of him, being chased behind by Stephen Warwick as well. Richard Facuri up there, but look, here's Cook now making the moves up the inside of Richard Fazzari, actually. No, it's Facuri. You've got to read a bit better than that, old son. But he gets up to 7th position. Braden Moore now, just battling off the track there. Little bit of a lock-up too, and wide through that turn. He's got Dax Daniel behind with Gray Ward in a white car, looking very second-hand at the moment as well. That's a big damage for him. Luke Brock on the right, on the back of Nick Evans as well in the Optus Toyota Supra. Let's get a look out the front of this car. This is an absolutely crazy track, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never seen this before, get your hats on, because they are going to be fighting tooth and nail. Here goes Mamone for a little bit of a dip up the inside, but Brock is not having any of it at this moment. Oh, look at that. Mamone right up the back of him as well. I almost give him a little love tap. They are side by side now down the front straightaway. This is the first lap of about 19, we expect, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, look it out. We've got 2 wide already, and the single filed himself in. Trying to get up the inside. There was Mamone on Brock, and he's got that job done beautifully indeed. 12 places up for him. Oh, William Wallace has been punted. Absolutely yeeted there by Nathan Evans. He has just absolutely pissed him off into the distance, and that is all over by the shouting. Poor old Brocky facing the wrong way in the OnlyFans liveried Mustang. Not the best place to be, but he's got to get back on the circuit, because up front here, it is Ashak versus Nielsen, and they are not letting go of each other here at the moment. Look at Nielsen. He got all sorts out of the exit there, and he's going to fire his way through, trying to keep himself back into the rhythm of this race at the moment. But Ashak hot on his heels. Now they're trying to get up the inside of each other, and that will be interesting coming onto the front straightaway here. And right behind them is Shmurley and Fullers too, so we'll watch them all stream past here. We've got Warwick, DeLuca, Hayden Cook there after a disastrous first corner, and way back there near the back of it, but he's going for it here. He's got DeLuca on his mind there, and he's got the job done in the Continental Camaro. He's absolutely going backwards at a rate of knots. The chef in the Sim Blacks livery looking very, very racy here. Just gets it right out wide, then points it into the third gear, uses that inside curb, and a beautiful run there onto the back straightaway we go. Another lap about to be completed here, and it's Ashak versus Nielsen, hot on each other's collar. Yeah,
Nielsen just can't drop him here at the moment. He is your championship leader at the moment here in Super 2, but it looks like Ashak has just got the wood on him here at the moment. Definitely in the pace department, but as we've seen, this is one of those tracks it's going to be hard to find an overtake at, just because the track just folds back on itself. It's left, it's right, so you think you've got the inside for one turn, and then you've got the prime spot for the next. So Ashak has got his hands full at the moment, and I'll tell you what, Nielsen is an experienced customer here at AK Racing. We've seen him for a few seasons in WC, and now he's dipping into the Gen 3 world as well, and handling these cars quite nicely. I think he might just be maybe just trying to take care of the tyres a little bit, because this is a half-an-hour race, ladies and gentlemen, so you want to go at least 15 minutes. All of these guys in the top 7 are all on the soft tyre. The only one is Richard Fukuri there, is your first of the hard runners, so he will be looking to go a little bit further or a little bit longer than everybody else. Let's check in down the field now, because Nielsen's just managed to put a 10th or 2 on Ashak at the moment. There is a little change of position down here. It looks like Posey has got past Evans as well. We'll check in on our American counterpart here, because she is flying at the moment up around the outside of Michael Mamone, and doing the country proud.
Yeah, doing the country proud, and Tornado's in his state at the moment too, so Tornado on track, and maybe off it coming Jojo Higgins' way, but we'll see what they can do. Fullers, however, can look at the back of Shmurley here for a little bit of a nudge, maybe into turn 1. The short front straightaway, he's having half a dabble there. We can't see what he's going to do, but he's just dabbled it on the inside. Now they're single file. Who's going to get the better exit out of the 2? Is it Fullers? No. It is very even there. Shmurley just not dancing on that rear tyre at the moment. A little bit wide there at the apex of turn 2. Just getting on the anchors there at the pointed knot. Now it's 4th gear, and into 3rd we go for Fullers. He's run a little bit wide there, and that's the unforced error that Shmurley would have been hoping happens. It is all sorts here coming into that turn 5 section. Just getting a little bit nervous on the rear end, and Steve Warwick will be all over him like a fly to a piece of the proverbial by the time they get around this lap if he keeps going at this rate or not. Not the best way to go about it here at Taupo. You can get any sort of racing room, racing advantage, upside, the inside, whatever you want, and these guys will be right on your rear clacker before you know it. Cracking stuff here, keeping it clean so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Have to apologise to the viewers at home. For some reason, the stream is taking an absolute proverbial
dump
at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to try a few little things behind the scenes, but if my counterpart can keep talking for the action for the next couple of moments, we can try and get that fixed up for you guys at home.
As the Einstein of streaming gets his job cut out for him at the moment, we've got Steve Warwick just on the back here, looking a little bit racier than Justin Fullis at the moment. But can they keep it together? Fullis a little bit wide there on exit. Hasn't hurt him too much. But you can see up and down the field, ladies and gents, you can see those soft compound tyres. All runners within the top 7 are on them. And then Braden Moore's gone that way too. So maybe something in the streaming department will give us a perfect view of the strategies when it is all fixed. But nonetheless, a little bit of a racing distance challenge here for these soft runners. They've got good grip, ladies and gents, for about 4 or 5 laps. And then you're in that sort of hairy bit for the next 3 or 4, which ends up being about lap 9. And then they'll start singing to the high heavens. And when you've got a circuit like TAUPO, that you've got hard rights, hard lefts, and beautiful undulations through it. You want all of the grip in every department, lateral and longitudinal, because that's going to propel you further forward. But the pit entry is also hairy. You get into that fast little section at the back, the left to right, and then you go straight on, and you've got to slam that limiter button on to get it to 80 kilometres an hour. Get in, put your tyres on, and make sure you get onto the soft or hard compound within a due set of course, else you will be absolutely undercut or overcut for your position. That's what we've got to say. With 22 minutes and 38 seconds left in this one, it's looking very, very hairy at the moment. You can see battles up and down the field. Ward and Higgins are going at each other as well, which is good to see, fighting over 11th and 12th place. It's still Ryan Nielsen, however, out in front by an absolute country mile over Joel Ashak, sorry. 2.3 seconds at the moment. He's got to be careful because Schmerley is coming. He's only 9/10 away, and he's not looking too shabby at the moment. Is the other OnlyFans AC karting entry there as well. His counterpart there, I think it was, who was it? I think it was Evans who got, no, it wasn't, it was Brocky who got punted around 2 and a bit laps ago. So now the team championship is on here for Schmerley in the meantime.
Yeah, it sure is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to take a break in the stream. There is nothing I can do about this. I'm going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to stop the stream and restart it. And hopefully it fixes what ails it. But I'm so sorry. We're so sorry here at SimSational TV. The internet just deciding to take a big shit on my house, and it seems to do it very often. So, we'll be back in about 1 minute's time. Kind to us tonight, ladies and gents. The streaming gods not in our corner, and it is completely frozen on the internet as well. Typical. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but you certainly can't see anything.